I copied the habits of successful people for 30 days because I thought I'd discover some secret that explained why they always seem to get ahead. But after less than 2 weeks, I realized I'd been asking the wrong question. The biggest difference wasn't that they worked longer hours or had more discipline than everyone else. It was that they wasted almost no energy on things that didn't matter. And once I noticed that, I started seeing how much of my own day disappeared into tiny decisions that felt productive but weren't actually moving my life forward. The experiment started after one Sunday evening, where I planned to spend 2 hours working on a site project and somehow managed to do everything except the project itself. I watched videos about productivity, replied to messages that weren't urgent, reorganized files on my computer, and convinced myself I was getting ready to start. By the time I looked at the clock, the evening was gone. That was the moment I realized I didn't have a motivation problem, I had an attention problem. So for the next 30 days, I stopped trying to copy rich people's lifestyles and started copying the small habits they barely ever talk about. The first thing I changed was deciding the most important task the night before instead of the next morning. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but it removed the daily debate of whether I should start working now or after checking one more notification. And I slowly realized that successful people don't make better decisions in the moment, they make fewer decisions when the moment arrives. About halfway through the month, I met a freelance software developer at a birthday barbecue and asked him how he found so many clients. He laughed and told me he hadn't looked for one in years because almost every new project came from someone he'd already worked with. Then he said something I've thought about ever since. If people enjoy working with you, they'll mention your name in rooms you'll never walk into. That completely changed how I looked at success because I'd always imagined opportunities as something you chased, when in reality, a surprising number of them seem to come from the reputation you quietly build while nobody is paying attention. The habit that taught me the most, though, had nothing to do with business. I started leaving my phone in another room while I worked, and within a day, I noticed something I'd never paid attention to before. Every time my work became difficult, I'd suddenly feel like checking YouTube, making coffee, or researching something completely unrelated. The excuse changed every time, but the timing never did. My brain wasn't asking for entertainment, it was trying to escape discomfort. Once I noticed that pattern, I stopped treating every distraction like a genuine need and started asking myself what I was actually avoiding. That single question probably saved me more time than every productivity app I'd ever downloaded. After 30 days, I wasn't suddenly rich and there wasn't one dramatic moment where everything changed, but I trusted myself more than I had a month earlier because I'd spent 30 days doing what I'd said I was going to do. Looking back, I don't think successful people have some hidden reserve of motivation that the rest of us don't. I think they've quietly built lives where doing the important thing is usually easier than avoiding it. And after enough months, those ordinary decisions begin to look like extraordinary success from the outside.